They call it a no-knock raid, the most aggressive form of a law enforcement entry authorized in the United States. A battering ram through the door, flashbang grenades, armed tactical officers flooding into a home within seconds. It's reserved for the most dangerous situations: armed suspects, imminent threats, life or death scenarios. But what happens when that overwhelming force is deployed against the wrong target? When the dangerous criminal the SWAT team is looking for doesn't exist? And when the terrified family on the other side of that door includes a decorated combat veteran suffering from PTSD? This is the story of the Rodriguez family, of a midnight SWAT raid that went catastrophically wrong, of a veteran who survived 2 tours in Afghanistan only to be traumatized in his own living room by the people sworn to protect him, and of a lawsuit that would expose just how easily the machinery of law enforcement can destroy innocent lives. Aurora, Colorado, March 8th, 2024. 11:47 p.m., Michael Rodriguez, 34, a former Army sergeant who had served 2 combat tours in Afghanistan, was in his garage working on his truck. He had trouble sleeping most nights. The insomnia was one of many lasting effects of his military service: post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, hypervigilance. His therapist at the VA had told him that keeping busy helped. So late at night, when sleep wouldn't come, Michael would work on projects. Tonight, it was replacing the brake pads on his Ford F-150. Inside the house, his wife, Jennifer, 32, was asleep in their bedroom. Their 2 children, 8-year-old Emma and 6-year-old Tyler, were asleep down the hall. The family dog, a German Shepherd named Duke, that Michael had trained as a therapy animal, was curled up at the foot of Emma's bed. It was a quiet Friday night in a quiet suburban neighborhood, the kind of night that happens a million times across America without incident. Michael had no idea that 6 blocks away, an Aurora Police Department SWAT team was preparing to execute a high-risk warrant, and he had absolutely no idea that in approximately 8 minutes, that SWAT team would be breaking down his front door. The target of the raid was supposed to be a suspected drug dealer named Marcus "Joker" Williams. According to police intelligence, Williams was operating a methamphetamine distribution network out of a house in Aurora. The informant who provided the tip said Williams kept large quantities of drugs and illegal weapons at his residence. The informant also claimed Williams had made threats against law enforcement and would likely resist arrest violently. Based on this information, Aurora PD had obtained a no-knock warrant. The warrant authorized officers to enter the residence without warning, using whatever force necessary to secure the location and arrest Williams. The tactical plan was approved by the SWAT commander, Lieutenant Frank Morrison, a 22-year veteran of the department with extensive experience in high-risk operations. Morrison briefed his team at 10:30 p.m. 12 officers, full tactical gear, ballistic shields, flashbang grenades, rifles, sidearms. The intelligence report indicated Williams was likely armed. The entry team was authorized to use deadly force if threatened. At 11:45 p.m., the convoy of tactical vehicles left the staging area and began moving toward the target location. There was just one catastrophic problem. The address on the warrant was 4552 Lakewood Circle. The actual location where Marcus Williams was staying, according to the confidential informant, was 4552 Lakewood Court. Different street, different neighborhood, nearly 2 miles away. But nobody had verified the address. Not the officer who typed up the warrant application, not the supervisor who reviewed it, not the judge who signed it, not the SWAT commander who planned the operation. Everyone assumed someone else had checked, and in that assumption, a family's life was about to be shattered. At 11:52 p.m., the SWAT convoy turned onto Lakewood Circle. Michael Rodriguez was under his truck, tightening the last bolt on the brake caliper when he heard vehicles outside, multiple vehicles, engines idling, doors opening and closing. He slid out from under the truck and stood up, wiping grease from his hands. Through the garage door window, he could see what looked like police vehicles in the street. His military training kicked in immediately. Something was wrong. Police don't deploy multiple tactical vehicles in a quiet residential neighborhood at midnight unless something serious is happening. His first thought was that there was an emergency at a neighbor's house, maybe a domestic violence situation, maybe a medical crisis.
The Henry County SWAT team locked
the
and loaded.
Wait for the bang. To see if he could help. He never made it. The timeline of what happened next would later be reconstructed from a SWAT team body cam footage, neighbor security cameras, and multiple witness statements. 11:53 p.m., the SWAT team exits their vehicles. 12 officers in full tactical gear, black uniforms, body armor, helmets, rifles, moving in practiced formation toward 4552 Lakewood Circle, the Rodriguez family home. 11:52 p.m., the breach team reaches the front door. 2 officers with a battering ram, 4 officers in support positions, 6 officers covering the perimeter. 11:55 p.m., Lieutenant Morrison gives the signal. The breach team prepares to ram the door. Michael Rodriguez is still in the garage, approximately 30 feet from the front door, completely unaware of what's about to happen. 11:58 p.m., the battering ram hits the front door. The sound is explosive, deafening. The solid wood door splinters, the frame cracks, the door flies inward. Michael's combat instincts trigger instantly. That sound, the crash, the violence. For a fraction of a second, his mind isn't in suburban Colorado. It's back in Kandahar. Incoming attack, breach, threat. He drops to the floor of the garage, heart racing, adrenaline surging, reaching for a weapon that isn't there because he's not in Afghanistan. He's home. He's safe, except he's not. 11:54 p.m., flashbang grenade deployment. The SWAT team throws 2 flashbangs through the broken doorway, a standard protocol for no-knock entries. The grenades are designed to disorient anyone inside with blinding light and deafening noise. The explosion is catastrophic in the enclosed space of the Rodriguez home. Jennifer Rodriguez, asleep in the master bedroom, is jolted awake by what sounds like a bomb going off in her living room. The windows rattle. The walls shake. She sits up in bed, disoriented, terrified, unable to process what's happening. Down the hall, both children wake up screaming. Emma is crying. Tyler is calling for his mother. Duke, the German Shepherd, is barking frantically, confused and frightened by the chaos. 11:54 p.m. The SWAT team enters the house, 12 armed officers pouring through the broken doorway, rifles raised, laser sights sweeping through the smoke and debris, shouting, commands, chaos. Body cam footage from Officer Ryan Chen, one of the first through the door, captures the scene. Smoke from the flashbangs filling the living room. Furniture visible through the haze. Family photos on the walls. Children's toys on the floor. A homework assignment on the coffee table. Nothing looks like a drug dealer's stash house. Everything looks like a normal family home. But the operation is already in motion. There's no stopping it now. The entry team sweeps through the first floor. Living room clear, Kitchen clear, dining room clear, no suspects visible, no threats detected. But they can hear screaming upstairs, children crying, a woman shouting, a dog barking. In the garage, Michael Rodriguez is experiencing a full-blown PTSD episode. The explosion, the shouting, the chaos. His mind is completely disassociated. He's back in combat, under attack, defending his position. He's also unarmed, terrified, and having a psychological breakdown in his own garage while armed tactical officers are clearing his house. 11:15 p.m., the upstairs team reaches the second floor. Jennifer Rodriguez is in the hallway outside the children's bedrooms. She's trying to get to Emma and Tyler. She's screaming, demanding to know what's happening, asking why police are in her house. She's also holding a cell phone, trying to call 911, not realizing that the people breaking into her home are the police. Officer Sarah Martinez is the first to encounter Jennifer. The body cam footage shows a terrified woman in pajamas, arms raised, phone in one hand, tears streaming down her face. Please, my children, I have children. What's happening? Ma'am, get on the ground. Now, police, get down. My kids, please, my kids are scared. What did we do? Jennifer complies. She drops to the floor, hands behind her head, sobbing, begging the officers not to hurt her children. Officer Martinez and her partner move past Jennifer toward the children's rooms. They can hear Emma and Tyler crying, Duke barking. Standard protocol is to clear all rooms, identify all occupants, secure the location, but these aren't hardened criminals. They're two terrified children and a confused dog. The officers open Emma's door. The 8-year-old is in her
The
bed,
Henry County
covers,
SWAT team locked
up to
and
her
loading.
chin,
Wait for the bang.
crying hysterically. Duke is standing protectively between the bed and the door, barking but not attacking. The dog is trained, well behaved, but frightened and defensive. Officer Martinez lowers her rifle. Something is very wrong here. This doesn't match the intelligence brief. No suspects, no drugs visible, no weapons, just a terrified family. She keys her radio. Lieutenant, we have a situation, multiple civilians, children present, no suspects located. This doesn't match the target description. Downstairs, Lieutenant Morrison is beginning to realize something has gone catastrophically wrong. He pulls out his copy of the warrant, reads the address, 4552 Lakewood Circle, looks at the house number visible through the broken doorway, 4552. The address matches, but everything else is wrong. 11:45 p.m. An officer in the garage makes contact with Michael Rodriguez. Michael is on the floor, back against the wall, hands visible, but he's not responding coherently to commands. His eyes are unfocused. He's breathing rapidly, experiencing a severe PTSD flashback. The officer, Sergeant David Thompson, recognizes the signs. Thompson is a veteran himself. Iraq, 2007. He's seen this before. Hey, brother, hey, look at me. You're okay. You're home. You're in Colorado. You're safe. Michael's eyes start to focus. The present starts to filter back in. He sees the police uniform, the badge, realizes these aren't enemy combatants. They're American police. What's happening? Why are you in my house? Sir, we executed a warrant at this address, but I think there's been a mistake. I need you to stay calm. Can you do that for me? Michael nods. His hands are shaking. He's starting to cry. The adrenaline crash is hitting. The realization of what just happened. The terror, the confusion. 11:55:30 p.m. Lieutenant Morrison makes the radio call everyone dreads. Command, we have a wrong address situation. Repeat, wrong address. This is not the target location. We have a family residence, multiple civilians, children. No suspects, no contraband. We need immediate supervisor response. In the dispatch center, there's a moment of astonishment.